Hi, we're using the Frogotter Education Box, and today we're doing N023, Divide Your Time. The equipment we need is the whiteboard, the pen, the eraser, the ruler and the protractor. And I think we've got it all here. And my special guest... Sorry? You're not late. My special guest is not a white rabbit, and so he is not late. Hello, rabbit. Okay. Now, what we...
Wasn't late at the end, was he?
No, he runs around saying I'm late, doesn't he? Okay, now what we're going to do today, the activity is called Divide Your Time. Okay, ready, Rabbit? Now it says we need to count out 24... Rabbit, are you ready?
Yeah.
24 hours to represent the hours of our day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can easily fit 12 here. And then we'll do another 12 here, okay?
Okay.
Now the first thing we've got to do...
We need 12 to get 24.
So we've got 24 hours, okay? Oh, whoops. I went straight from 22 to 24 because I was saying we've got 24 hours. Okay, here we go, right. So what we've got to do is think about how you spend the hours of the day. So how many hours do you think you spend asleep? Well, you get to bed about 9 o'clock and you get up in the morning about 8 o'clock. So how many hours is that? Shall we get the clock out? Okay. No, it's not part of the equipment, but in our box of joyous toys, we have a clock. And if your animal or child finds counting hours a bit tricky, oops. Oh, those are for holding the clock up, which we don't actually need to do. I'll put it on my lap, so I'll pop these in here. Okay, so okay, so we're going to ignore the red one for now. Now 9 o'clock. So we need to get from 9 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Actually, we could use them like that, couldn't we? So let's count how many hours that is. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's a lot of sleep. So,
usually 11 hours.
Sleep. That's a lot of sleep. Good. Okay, so what else do you do during the day? It's given us some ideas.
Pizza.
It says eating. How many hours do you think you spend eating?
A lot of time.
Well, we've got to count it in hours. We have 3 meals and 2 snacks, I reckon, a day. So how long do you reckon they take? Do you think an hour of eating is about right? Yeah?
2 hours maybe?
You think you spend 2 hours eating? Okay. Eating. Good. Yum. Okay, now what about learning? How many hours of a day do you think you spend doing learning and schoolwork and reading books and things?
1 hour.
1 hour, okay. How many hours do you think you spend exercising, doing something active in the garden maybe?
In the summer and spring?
You definitely spend less time outside in the winter, don't you? Well, let's say now, because it's easier to remember.
A small amount of time, maybe 1 hour.
Okay. We've got that 1 hour of exercise. Good.
This is in the winter.
How many hours do you think you
In
spend?
the winter.
How many hours do you think you spend doing chores, helping out, unstacking the dishwasher, laying the table, putting your clothes in the wash? None. You say no hours doing chores. Okay. How many hours do you think you spend reading? 10? Well, we don't have another 10 hours to fit, so it'll have to be less. Shall we say? So 2 hours reading. That might be about right, because you do read quite a lot. You like to read, don't you? Reading, good. How many hours do you think you spend watching TV?
An hour usually.
Okay. So we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours unaccounted for. What else do you do all day?
Milling around.
Milling around. Lego. Okay, how many hours do you think we should put for Lego?
1.
Just 1. Okay. What do you do the rest of the day?
Milling around.
Milling around. You think I should put 5 hours of milling around?
No.
Well, we could, if that's what you think. What about washing? Or...
Washing in the day?
Well, yes, because sleep counted. Because you wash in the bath. And you wash your hands, and you go to the loo, that kind of thing.
Washing is as long as about 3 hours, I suppose.
You think you spend 3 hours of your day washing, okay? So we've still got 2 hours. So we're going to put 2 hours of the day of probably just milling around, talking to people maybe? Or are you just going to put milling?
Milling around.
Okay, so last 2 hours, I'm probably just milling around. Brilliant.
This is unusual days.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we go out, don't we, and we do things. But I think if we were just to hang around the house all day, this is how we would spend our time. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to draw a pie chart, okay?
Oh, I know how pie charts work. You eat them.
I'm afraid you don't eat them, but they
don't
are
have
even
no-
more fun than that.
Just give me two
Now,
fillings.
pie charts are a special type of graph
Oh yeah, those.
that allow us to show... That's a straight line.
The ones that
Oh.
go.
I was trying to draw a nice straight line. You grabbed the pen out of my hand. Okay.
The cakes were pie charts.
They show how we share things. So we're going to show how you share 24 hours, okay? Don't smudge it though. Right, so each hour equates to 15 degrees. Now we had 11 hours of sleep. So we need 11 times 15 degrees. Okay?
And that's 50 disappears.
What? 15 times 11. So, you ready? So first we do 15 times 10, which is 150. And then we do 15 times 1, which is 15. But then we add them together. Then we get 165. So, we need 165 degrees of sleep. You ready? So that's 0. Now it's only marked in tens, so where do you think 165 is going to be?
There.
That's right, halfway between 160 and 170. Well done. Oh, give me a sec. Let's get the protractor off. And then what we need to do is join the centre of the circle to that line. Oh, we needed it to be a bit straighter than that, otherwise we're going to struggle to fill our circle.
It's spent.
It's not quite half your time. It's quite a lot of time. Okay, you ready? So that was our biggest one. Our next biggest one, brilliantly, is washing. You spend 3 hours washing. So 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 3 is 3. So it's 45. So we need 45 degrees of washing. Ready?
There it is.
Well done. 45, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make sure it's good and straight, okay, like this. Okay, you see?
You
Brilliant.
could use a ruler.
I could use the ruler, that would be tiny, wouldn't it? Okay, good. So we've got
Then
sleep
milling
washing.
around. Then milling around.
Milling around was 2 hours, so was eating. So now we should put in the 2 hour things. So 2 hours is 30 degrees on our pie chart.
Milling around.
So there's our 30 degrees, yeah?
Mhm.
So if I do that one, 30 degrees of milling. Around. I'm delighted that you spent 2 hours a day milling around. Do you think you can mark off the 30 degrees for eating? That's good. A nice straight line. If you have access to pen and paper, it will be very slightly easier because we have to be really careful not to smudge our work using the whiteboard. But obviously this can be done with the whiteboard and it's a lot of fun. So we've done sleep, we've done eating, we've done washing, we've done milling around. So now we've got to do lots of little 15 degrees. So we need hopefully to fit in 15 degrees of learning, 15 degrees of exercise, 15 degrees of reading. Oh no! Reading was another 30. Oh, look, reading is another 2. It's another 30 degrees. Let's do another 30 there. I was not paying attention, was I? There we go. So that's another 30 degrees for reading. Good. So then we just have to fit in 3 15ers, okay? So that's 15 degrees for learning, 15 degrees for reading, for exercise, 15 degrees for watching TV, and 15 degrees for Lego. Now I'm going to pop these in because at this point it's getting a bit tricky not to smudge, isn't it? There we go. So if I just write in learning, exercise, TV, and Lego. This beautiful work of art is a pie chart showing how you think you spend your day.
I regret this. Lots.
I think it was an awful lot of fun.
It makes me look like a lazy idiot.
No, the thing is, getting
Look how much learning I spent.
I think it's possible you do more learning than you estimated.
I do more learning than eating.
Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you again when we spend another 15 degrees of our day learning something.